Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to go ahead and put options trading aside and talk about something a little bit more passive, and that is an industry and a few stocks that I like coming into 2021. So that industry that I'm talking about is sports betting. And I don't know about you guys, but me personally, I love fantasy football. I like sports betting, and I know there's a huge market that is continuously growing over time that we cannot keep a blind eye to. As it stands today, there's 19 states that sports betting is legal in, and just recently we had 3 more states legalize sports betting in Louisiana, Maryland, and South Dakota. Over time, I think more states will continuously legalize sports betting, and this industry will continuously grow, and there's a few stocks that will take advantage of this trend. So in today's video, we're going to go ahead and break down those stocks that I like for the sports betting industry, a few that I currently have in my long-term portfolio, and if you guys don't want to invest in single stocks, there's also an ETF that you can go ahead and invest into for the sports betting industry. Before we get into this one, make sure to go ahead and smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm, subscribe to the channel for some more options trading and stock market videos, and make sure to press that bell notification so you know every single time that I post on the channel. So guys, the sports betting industry is definitely not just 2 stocks, but in today's video, I want to talk about DraftKings and Penn National Gaming. I have both of these stocks in my long-term portfolio, and they've been performing extremely well. They've fallen off their highs recently, and right now they're sitting at some really important technical levels, which makes me believe that this is a great time to try to take some investment into these stocks, try to dollar cost average into them, and try to ride them out for the longer term. The ETF that has both Penn National as well as DraftKings inside of it is ticker symbol BETZ, B-E-T-Z. Now, it's not just both these stocks. There's a few casino stocks in there and a few other online gambling sports betting stocks that I'll go ahead and show you guys once we get over in the computer. So pulling up my long-term portfolio, here it is right here. This is the long-term portfolio. I have about 16,000 in this portfolio, up about 21% this year. And Penn National and DraftKings have definitely helped in getting some of these gains. So number one, Penn National right here. I own Penn at $28.64. I have about 9 shares that I've been continuously adding to, up about 108% since I purchased these back. I believe I bought some in April, May, and June. So May and June, I bought 7 in May and 2 more in June, and I'm going to continuously add to these. I don't want to add to Penn right now since it's still holding up. I would wanted a little bit more of a dip to add more of it, and that's why I've been investing in DraftKings. So DraftKings is down here. I was recently up over 70-80% on DraftKings, but you can see that I gave back quite a bit of gains on this, but I have been adding to this on this dip. So you can see in October and in November, I've been adding to this, buying a few shares at a time, buying in the 40s, buying in the low and the high 30s. When I first bought this, I bought it at $30.47. I bought 5 shares of DraftKings. So I've been dollar cost averaging into this stock. I like DraftKings long term. I like Penn National long term. These are 2 of the sports betting stocks that I am bullish on into the future. So I have both of these. They've been performing. DraftKings about 6% up. Penn National about 108% up. So some really nice performance there in the long term. But let's go ahead and break down the technicals on these stocks. So right here I have Penn. Now this is a daily chart over the last year. And what you guys can see is since March, we've had a really nice run up to $76 a share. This was a $3 stock back in March. So insane returns. If you caught this back in the single digits, congratulations. You are up quite a bit on this stock. So we've had a really nice rally on Penn National. This is partly fueled to them buying Barstool Sports. Once they got Barstool, they acquired all their customers. I'm sure they got some insights about the company and how they can exploit this for better sports betting into the future. I know they're also building an app. So there's some really great positivity around Penn National and the sports betting industry as a whole. So you can see we have a really nice run up here, and we've had a pretty decent sell-off. I think it's just around, let's look at the percentage. So just around 30% of a sell-off since the high. So a 30% sell-off really indicates it's in a bear market. A 20% sell-off on the market is a bear market. So 30% is a nice retracement and a potential great dip opportunity on Penn National. You can see right here, the green is the 100-day moving average. So we're just bouncing off that 100-day moving average, and we've had a really nice run up over the last 2 days. So right now, I see potential to start buying this even more. So I'm probably going to add more Penn National here. You can dollar cost average. If the stock continues to fall down, you can buy a little bit on the dips and move your average position price down. But long term, I really like this. You can see that it's been running up. It's had a nice turn down over here in the last few months, and right now could be a good time. So let's go ahead and go over to DraftKings. Looking at DraftKings, it's a similar chart. So we can pull out on DraftKings. This is a recent IPO, so not much historical data on it, but you can see it started around $17. We've ran up to $64, and now we're back to $36. We're sitting at a really important support level around this $35 to $36 range. You can see we consolidated around this area in the past. We're down below the 100-day moving average, bouncing off of this nice support area, and we're trying to regain that 100-day moving average. So right now is probably another great time to start investing in this stock. If you missed the run-up, if you want to get in DraftKings, if you want to be in the sports betting industry and have some exposure to this industry long term, right now could be a great time. So going to see how much of a turn down this is from the highs back to where we are right now. Let me go from this way to this way. So that's about a 45% gain or 45% decrease since the highs. That's a really nice sell-off. That's a really nice discount on the stock. If you're bullish on this long term, this could be a great opportunity. Now, if you don't want to get in single stocks like DraftKings or Penn National, we can go to BETZ, which is the ETF that has a few of these stocks in them. So this is BETZ. It's also a recent IPO. But we can see at a high of 22, it came down to 19.5, so a little bit less volatile than these other stocks. This is about a 14% decrease from the highs. So on the discount, it's finding some support around the 50-day moving average. Not much historical data on this one since it's a newer IPO. But if you're looking for something a little bit less volatile, but you want to be in the sports betting industry, this is another great opportunity. So I want to go ahead and pull up the BETZ ETF, show you guys the holdings in this stock so you have an idea of what you'll be investing in. So Penn National and DraftKings are near the top here, about 4.5%. You have a few other sports betting stocks in here as well, but a few other notable ones are MGM Resorts, you have Caesars Entertainment, and you have Wynn Resorts. So 3 casino stocks that will take advantage of the sports betting. If they try to get some sports betting in those casinos in Las Vegas, I'm sure these casinos will take advantage, and so will the BETZ ETF. So a pretty solid lineup here on the BETZ ETF. You can do some research into some of these stocks if you're wondering about them. But overall, if you don't want to have that single stock exposure, if you don't want to have that volatility, you can definitely look at something like this ETF. So next, I just want to go ahead and pull up the states that do have legalized sports betting. So right now, you have 19 states that it's legal in, and that doesn't include the ones that just currently passed sports betting. The ones that just currently passed is Maryland, Louisiana, and South Dakota. So you can see on this chart here that the active bills, you have Louisiana, Maryland, and South Dakota. Those all passed in the recent ballots, so those will be added to the legal states. So you have about 19 states, and you have a few more that are on the active bills. You have a few more that just recently passed, and you have some that are failing and they don't have legislation at all. So in the future, I think this trend will continue. You have states that are passing the sports betting. The more that pass it, the more sports betting there will be, and the more people will take advantage of this legalized sports betting. I definitely don't like to focus too much on these articles that come out because at the end of the day, I invest in stuff that I really like, that I think has a future, and that I want to get into early before it gets really hot, right? So I don't just look at articles to invest in what I want to put my money into. I think DraftKings, I think Penn National, I think the sports betting industry truly has a future in the American economy, and I think right now is a great opportunity off these highs to get in a few of these stocks. Now, I'm not saying to go ahead and throw your whole portfolio into the sports betting industry. First of all, I'm not a financial advisor, so I can't go ahead and do that. But I think off these highs, about 20 to 25% off the highs on a few of these stocks is a great opportunity to try to dip buy and try to dollar cost average over time. Now, if this bet on the sports industry does not work out and it doesn't start heating up into the future, this is why we have the power of diversification. Other stocks in my portfolio will do well, my tech stocks, my safe dividend yielding stocks, that will be able to offset some of these losses. Moral of the story, take a look at the sports betting industry. I still believe it's somewhat of a hidden gem. It's not talked about too much. It's not too hot on, CNBC and some other news outlets. I think people are a little bit bearish on it right now because of the virus and how sports are some cancellations and, it's just a little bit of controversy around sports right now. So it's a little bit bearish right now, but right now is a great opportunity. You want to buy these stocks when they're falling. For the future, I think in 10, 15 years, we will not have any of these worries. Let me know down in the comments below, are you guys invested in the sports betting industry? Are you bullish on it long term? Do you think I'm just crazy talking about this? Or do you actually see a future for this? Let me know what you guys think if you have some of these holdings in your portfolio. Before you guys head out, make sure to go ahead and smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. If you guys want to join a community of over 1,200 traders talking about options and stocks on a daily basis, check out the first link in the description below. And also make sure to subscribe to the channel for some more future videos about options trading and stock trading. I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. We're still pending some presidential election news, so it should be an interesting next few days in the stock market. I'll make sure to send out a video on Friday updating you guys on some of the moves and some of the trades that I went ahead and took. Until the next video, peace.